That's the Geshelli Labs ENOG Pro DAC. You never heard of it. You heard of the Jotunheim. You know the M1060s. You know the Ether C flows. You know anime wallpapers are downloadable in the description of every video and on the Patreon if you sign up for $2 or more a month. So, what are we talking about? Well, this has been my DAC of choice for 2 years in my living room. A little more than 2 years. Time is moving by. The ODAC, it Northwest AV guys, baby. And it's USB only. And it's no longer the thing that's going to be used in my living room. Now it's going to be this. Because I'm done with USB. I'm done with USB drivers. Gino, who designed this with his wife, with Sherry, who was the one who emailed me, is also done with USB. In fact, he used to be an integrator that designed the drivers to work with all sorts of systems on Windows C, and he hates USB for audio, so this will never have it. By the way, if you want to know the story of how this came to be, I was emailed by Sherry. I'm going to literally use first names. When you get an email from like Klipsch, it is very cookie cutter, like, boom, hello, Eva on your channel, interesting, and I read through those. But I got an email from a woman named Sherry, a human being, and it was like, yeah, my son loves your channel, and he says we should send you one of our DACs that we're developing so that you could review it. And I'm like, really? I guess that works. It's a new way to get things. So sure enough, they sent it, and it's a SPDIF-only DAC. I'm like, all right, I have my living room set up with the home theater PC, so I have fiber optic out of my onboard. Plug it in, plug in the speakers. Ooh, this sounds amazing. And I don't have to worry about the power getting, like this wire would go like that, and then sometimes it wouldn't be on. And it's just like, You never have to install drivers for the ODAC, which was lucky. But after hearing an impassioned message about the devil that is USB audio, I decided to sort of think about it for a second and agree. I'm done with USB drivers for DACs. Because you can get 24-bit 192 out of fiber optic or coaxial digital. And that's what this is getting. And in fact, you see all this stuff here? This is my review desk. You know everything that's on this desk. At least you should if you're an old-time watcher. OWN-X1S, Emotiva XDA2, SMSL Sanskrit Pro, JDS Labs OL DAC, right? 4 DACs were hooked up 4 USB cables to that hub, and then I would switch up there with buttons, and I could, I want to hear this DAC, I want to hear this DAC, and it was pain in the ass every time I wanted to add something new. Like if I got the Jotunheim to review, I plugged it in USB. Guess what would happen? You have to install a driver because it's Windows 7, and then for some reason that C Media audio, whatever device it was, would conflict with another DAC I have, and both wouldn't show up, or even worse. And I've had this happen 3 times. I would get a driver for it, install it, and that driver would be very similar to one of the other drivers, and all of a sudden, both are broken. Oh, and then if you want to really get it to work, you have to uninstall that one too. Kill me. Kill me dead. So, inspired by the absolute rage against USB, I bought a distribution setup for fiber optic. Here is a Mica Origin G2, outputting fiber optic to a 5-way splitter. Split once, that's a SPDIF DAC, that's a SPDIF DAC, that's a SPDIF DAC, that's a SPDIF DAC, boom, that's a SPDIF DAC. I now have 5 DACs running off of the ass end of that Origin G2. No drivers, just a driver for the Origin, because my laptop does not have fiber optic. So think about that for a second while you're pondering. Why is your USB device, why is it a USB device? Why isn't it just SPDIF? I couldn't answer that question for all these DACs. They don't do anything special. I don't give a rat's ass about DSD or DXD or 32-bit. I don't need 32-bit. None of you need 32-bit. So automatically, 24-bit's perfectly fine. Let's take a look at the actual unit. Unplug the power signal, and I've got the RCAs going into the Jotunheim, which means it's bypassing the DAC internally. Which you could buy this without the DAC, save $100 and put that towards one of these, Because in all honesty, before I talk about what actually is on this, I had this hooked up. Just because it was a pain in the ass. It's like I'm fucking saying. I had this hooked up to its DAC, and I listened to it. And I've listened to the Jotunheim forever. It's a known thing. And then I swapped the DAC out for this. And I think I liked it better. Could be complete confirmation bias. Don't know. Don't care. Telling you what I'm thinking. Telling you what I heard. Moving on. Laser cut Lexan. Laser engraved Lexan. Geshelli Labs. 9 to 12 volt power in. Toslink in. Coaxial in. Gold plated RCA connectors out. And one little button that has two functions. It switches between the coaxial and the Toslink, so you can have both hooked up to two separate devices and literally push a button to pick one. Or you hold the button down and it'll switch to a low power mode instead of the output of the RCA. I believe that what it is doing, and I haven't read it, but I believe it's going from 2.5 volt to 1 volt outputs, and that's useful if you have a very, very touchy amp stage. Like, this is a pretty good level. I could put on low gain, but if it was just an incredibly strong thing and I didn't want to lower, or I didn't have the ability to lower in foobar or whatever your source you're coming from, like you're coming from PlayStation, there's no volume on the PlayStation, you could tap that, hold it, it'll drop it down, and then you could deal. So let's plug this all back in. Did I lose the cable? No, I'm the best. I didn't lose nothing. It's nice and light. Plug that in. We get 4 LEDs here. There's 2 reds and 2 blues. I know there's blues. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that in a second. You press this and you can switch between coaxial, or it says digital, which is SPDIF, or it's fiber optic. They're both SPDIF. By the way, here's a little tidbit in case you want to seem smarter at parties. And I don't know what parties these are, but SPDIF stands for Sony Philips Digital Interconnect Format. I don't know why I know that. I think I had to look it up once, and it's my like party piece, so now you could all have that. So we're on the fiber optic. There's 1 red indicating power, and now if I put this in, as soon as it goes through the door, boom, she's synced. Because you can't have you can have a bad, I've seen bad fiber optics, but they're super rare. But you're not dealing with 5 pins and USB, and it has to, it's just light. I was saying it's like Minecraft for people who don't understand. Like the distribution of lava in Minecraft, or you need to move oil or steam, and you have to get it to work on all these universal devices. Fiber optic is it. I'm just generating light, and light is feeding everything. It's actually rather romantic in a nerdy sort of way. So here's your switch. No sync because there's nothing in the coaxial. Synced because there's something in the fiber optic. You hit play on this. It is already playing. Let's swap off of my very, very analytical headphones and into something a little bit more humorously amazing. By the way, this is my breakout box that I built. Search my other channel. Actually, the other channel has a video of me putting the fiber optics in, which if you're really interested in me standing around doing that, I'll link it. And then I built this to do balance, because I am doing balance to these. I have a terrible job, you know. I have to sit there and listen to music over and over again and tell you if I think it sounds better. My word. First of all, these are phaser modded now. If you missed the stream, I did phaser mod these on the stream. That's why it has a custom Z Reviews logo on the back, and it's sort of held together with double stick tape and blue tack. But fuck, we're not talking about the phaser modded M1060s. When I finally, from Monoprice, get the newer revision of the M1060s, I can do a comparison side by side, and then I'll talk about those more. But we're here to talk about this DAC. We're here to talk about, is it as good as the other DACs I claim are good enough. Because there is a good enough for me. It's all numbers. DACs are math machines. There's no... I don't want to say anything insulting to electrical engineers, but there's very little art to a DAC. An amplifier, people can twist it a little bit and get a little bit, but a DAC should have a very measurable thing where you plug this into a goddamn oscilloscope, it's $200,000, and you show it the file that it's trying to reproduce and the result, and you get that, and you can get numbers. And there are numbers here on, well, here's the homepage, and here's Amazon. Total harmonic distortion plus noise, 112 decibels. That is way up there. Signal to noise ratio, 120 decibels. These are levels that no human being should ever be able to hear. It has a high fidelity line out circuit. It's based on a AK4490 EQ, which I'm not that nerd. I do this for a living, but I'm not that nerdy that I understand that the AK4490 EQ is probably one of the better ones. It's an oversample as an independent ultra-low noise power regulator, so on and so forth. Efficiency 6 power supply included, which is, I mean, it's I think I have it plugged into that. It's not using any power at all, basically. And it's good for 20 to 20,000 hertz because that's what you need it for. And it is on Amazon. And there will be, for at least the patrons, a coupon code for this. They've agreed to, for the Z review, since I'm the only one with one right now, at least for the patrons and possibly for the, depending on how well it goes, because as this video is going to be released to, hi guys, hi patrons who are just supporting me, thank you. You guys get first crack at this. There's not many on Amazon, and there will be a coupon code. When it goes live, hello the rest of the world. There might also be one, it might be a smaller coupon code. I'm not sure how they want to work that out. But the basic moral of the story is, this is a garage company. Shit was a garage company. It was a company where you know, they started building these in a basement and a garage. No one was working there, and then we've built up. And this could be the next shit. And this is the ground floor. So I'm all for saying, oh, just grab a Madi, it's $100. Madis are good. They're great. $100. But if you can afford it and you like the looks of it and you want to support something new, $250 for this, plus a coupon code. There is a negative though, and there's no negatives in the sound. I honestly prefer the sound of this over what's built into my Jotunheim. The negative comes in the form of power. That is the only negative. I'm not sure if they could do something about that. I was doing something about it. Where is it? I had a little clear towel I was just putting over it, and I was sort of like protecting, because it is very purple in here. It stays in my living room on my rack, so I don't really notice it. But if you're in bed and this is going to be running, because I don't imagine you're unplugging your DAC all the time. But if it's running, it's sort of like, it's going to give you a light show. And here's something else that's coming up. I only got it yesterday, so I haven't. Oh, actually, there's a nice little cool little comm lights in there too. I should do more reviews in the dark. Here is the Geshelli Labs Arkle Pro headphone amp, which has, I think there's an LED fetish going on. Thank God they're not RGB. You notice they're green and amber and red, and there is a blue in there, which would normally trigger me, but since there's at least 2 reds with it, it throws purple, and that's my favorite color. So I'm all for it. So there's the only negative, is if it's in your line of sight, you're gonna probably cover it with a damn towel. And if you go to sleep and it's behind your monitor, it's, well, actually that would probably be the nicest light to sleep in ever. That's it. That's what's the negative about it. Well, the edges are nice and sharp. Like it's laser cut Lexan, so of course the edges are going to be a little bit sharp. I like it. Again, it's that made in USA thing. By the way, made in USA, in case I didn't mention it. Oh, we have to talk about the sticker. Can't forget to talk about the sticker. So apparently, Gino didn't think that everyone would like the sticker, but Sherry was like, oh, we gotta have a sticker in there. And I love the sticker. Look at it. Look at the quality of this sticker. This is one of the nicest vinyl stickers I've ever seen. It's matte. It's not just shiny. And I got 2 of them now since I got the amps. And one of them is stuck to the back window of my car to confuse people. Because they're going to look at it and go, dude, he's got a Geshelli Labs in there. Which I don't. But Geshelli Labs is here. But, you know, Stop Tech rotors. Geshelli Labs. And actually I have an AudioFly sticker on there. So someone will figure something out at some point. Whose car that is. I say support the creators. I say get a Geshelli Labs ENOG Pro DAC. And then when this comes out, because it's not actually officially released yet, this is going to be cheaper than that. This is like his baby. And this is his... Alright, well I guess I got to make something that matches it. I don't know if you'd stack them. A shell stack? What would you even call it? Shell steak? I just love the lights in that one. You can't wait till you see the lights in that one, which is a special edition that was sent just to me because they hate me. They hate the GoPro. Okay. Yes, everyone go take their screenshots. Support Geshelli Labs. Buy this DAC. Just support. I want to see the next thing, and it's not going to happen if people don't buy it. Of course, it's more money than a Madi because they're making probably 100. So there will be a coupon code in the description, at least for the patrons. When it comes out live, if there's no coupon code down there, they just couldn't afford to do it. They're trying to get off the ground, and I'm trying to help. I like colorful things, colorful, bright, shiny purple and green and yellow, and I like it. I like the happiness that this seems to bring everybody. They're happy about it. I'm happy about it. I want you to be happy about it. I'm tired of the just drudgery of liking music. No, you gotta all be terrible. It's gotta be terrible. So support them. If you want to support me, just I don't want to say like, favorite, and subscribe. I hate that. But I'd rather see you on the Patreon anyway, where every month I will do yard sales. And I was considering selling one of these. I might. It may come down to the point where I have the special edition one and I could sell that one. And it'll be, by the way, this is model number 001. This is the first one. And this one is one of 2 in the world. I've never selling this one. In fact, since it's a mirror, I have to get into a cocaine habit now because they are down in Florida. So that's obviously how that was designed. Patreon link in the upper right and in the description. Wallpaper link in the description. Links to this DAC, and I'm pretty sure that won't be out yet, but if it is, links to that. But links to this DAC in the description. And actually links to the video where I did all my spitter, because I'm done. I'm so done with USB, and it's a joy to not have to know that the driver for this, I could lose it. I could just fucking lose it. I don't need it. There's no driver to lose for this. Just plug it in. I'm going back to listening to music for a little bit before I disassemble this and bring it back to my living room. Because it's got to be done. So, thank you all for watching. And, Go. What are you waiting around here for? Go. Nice.